Firefighters are still attending to hotspots on the 4th floor of the National Assembly in Cape Town. The Hawks also continuing their probe into the fire at Parliament yesterday. Just to remind you, a 49-year-old man has been arrested in connection with the blaze. President Ramaphosa, who was at the scene yesterday, called it a devastating and terrible setback. So let's get you the latest from Parliament this morning. Monique Mortlock, just outside the gates, there she is for us this morning. Hello to you, Monique. What's the latest that you have for us?
Good morning, Gareth. I'm going to ask Asanda Javu just to show you the scenes happening behind us. We have been told to keep this driveway open as you can see, emergency vehicles are still moving in and out to Parliament. You can see the National Assembly. There are still firefighters working on the National Assembly, attending to some hotspots on the 4th floor. Parliament has issued a statement. They issued that statement yesterday saying that there's been extensive damage to the National Assembly chambers as well as to the National Council of Provinces offices. But now to chat to us more about, as you mentioned, that 49-year-old suspect who was arrested, I'm speaking to the Hawks' Brigadier Nomatando Mbambo. Thank you very much for joining us, ma'am. I know that you've been up most of the night attending to briefings and getting the latest. Tell us about the circumstances surrounding the arrest of this gentleman.
Indeed, yesterday there was a gentleman that was taken in for questioning, the 49-year-old, who was found in the building just shortly after the fire started. The gentleman was found to be in possession of suspected goods that are believed to be belonging to Parliament. As and when he was taken in for questioning, was later arrested and will be charged with housebreaking and theft, arson, as well as under the National Key Point Act. And he will appear in Cape Town Magistrate Court tomorrow.
Any idea yet how he managed to break into Parliament, that breach of security?
Indeed, there was a breach of security, but what we can confirm at this stage it's alleged that he gained entrance through the back window in one of the offices. That's how he gained entry into it. But detailed investigation will confirm as to how exactly did he gain entry, how did he manage to evade security that is here in Parliament.
What is the likelihood that more charges could be brought against him, or is it just what you mentioned up until now, especially those charges under the National Key Points Act? And for those viewers who might not know what the National Key Point Act is, could you just explain to us?
Indeed, there's a possibility of other charges being added. As we indicated, there was a security breach here, so we'll look into that at a later stage. In terms of the National Key Point Act, you'll remember that Parliament is one of the National Key Point areas, and at this stage, the person gained entry into a National Key Point unauthorized, and there was also damage into the National Key Point infrastructure. That is why now he is charged under the National Key Point Act.
And for now, he's the only suspect under investigation, or do you believe, or does the Hawks believe there may have been others involved?
At this stage, we're still investigating him as he was found here, but we don't know what investigation will reveal at a later stage.
Final question. We know that the presiding officers will be here today to take a look around, if they can, only once it's been declared safe. What is the Hawks' next plans for today, for the coming days? Will you be joining on those that walkabout of the parliamentary precinct?
At this stage, as you know, we only managed to conduct the preliminary investigation because now the building has not yet been declared safe. So as soon as it has been declared safe, the forensic team as well as investigators will be allowed into the building to be able to conduct extensive investigation that will determine how the fire started, the extent of the fire, and all other issues pertaining to the fire that will assist with the investigation.
Sorry, this is now my real final question. What is the likelihood of, should the Hawks find that there was someone who was responsible for security where there may have been a lapse, could that person or persons also be found responsible for what happened, or is it only the suspects that may be found guilty of having caused the damage or starting the fire? Could others be responsible as well?
I think any people or people that will be found to be responsible as and when investigation continues, they will definitely also be liable to face criminal charges. So as and when we continue with the investigation, it will be able to determine as and when there are other people involved, the breach of security and all those other types of things. But we will be conducting full investigation into this incident.
Thank you very much. That was Brigadier Mbambo from the Hawks giving us an update there on that 49-year-old suspect who's expected to appear in the Cape Town Magistrates Court tomorrow on various charges, and that's housebreaking, theft and arson, and he will also be charged under the National Key Points Act due to Parliament's national key point status.
For the moment, Monique, thank you very much indeed. Apart from the arrest of this person, many questions to be asked about the security at Parliament, as Monique rightly says, how he was able to gain entry into what is considered one of the most important buildings in the country. Back to Monique again a little bit later.